So in this video there's a load of trucks and military vehicles on Thingiverse, the link will be in the comments below, and he's done some cracking military vehicles, tanks, trucks, and if you're modelling 40, 50, 60s eras, there's a lot of these vehicles that you'll fit into your layout, and they're perfect for my layout, so I'm doing about the 50s era. The only problem is that all the windows and the backs and that are filled in. So in this video we'll try explain how we can take the windows out so we can put figures in and reglaze them. So this is the splash screen you'll get when you open Blender. If you just click on the surface there, it will go away. Press A and that will select all the items there. Press delete, all gone. Now what we want to do is bring our truck in. So we're File, Import, STL, and then find where we'll put our truck. That'll be truck number 1. There we go, double click. Now if you look to the right, it's got truck there, but it's nowhere to be seen. It is in the scene somewhere. There we go, it's right up there. So what we want to do is come back on the cursor, right click, set origin, geometry to origin, and there we go, and we've got our truck. For some reason it puts it up in the sky. Now as you can see, the windows are a lovely truck, these print beautifully, but the windows and the back are all covered in, so we need to remove them and make a solid STL. So what we need to do is go to, from top left, object mode, click down, we'll go to edit mode, and there we go, we've selected all the faces, the vertices and the edges. If we click away, on the top left again, it's got edit mode. We've got, the first one is vertices, second one is edges, so we want to select the edges. So this is the bit that's a bit fiddly. We have to go in to the window, we highlight our edges and we press shift and highlight all the edges we want to take out. It is a little bit fiddly, but well worth doing. And we'll come across, and as you can see it's a very detailed once we've got them all. Sometimes you get one, but there we go. We've got them all highlighted, press delete, vertices, and gone. And that's the window taken out. And as you can see, it's hollow and it won't print. No way that's going to print. So what we have to do is go around the other side and we do exactly the same thing. I know this is a bit boring. Press the up key, highlight all the stuff we want to take out. This is not making good video, is it? But there we go. And we want to zoom in a bit there, and then down the bottom there. There we go. We've got it all. Press delete, vertices, gone. So now we've got a truck with a big gap but no substance to it. So what we need to do is, on the window, click this bottom, we're still in select edge mode, so we'll select this edge here, turns white, we'll go up, top left, select, come down and select loops, and then go on to select edge loops. And what that's done, it's selected the whole of the loops or the edges around the window frame. We'll come around to the other side, we'll press the up arrow, so we select this bottom one, and then we'll go to select loops, select edge loops. So now we've got the loop of that window and the loop of this window. Next we want to go to edges, and we've got bridge, edge, loops. So what this should do is bridge them across. So if we press enter, and now what we've done is we've joined up, so this now has got no side windows, and that will print lovely as it is. Alright, so we've got the side windows done, so we'll go up to the left from edit mode, and we'll go back to object mode, and there we go, and that's looking, that'll print nicely there. Now the front windows are a little bit more difficult because you can't select the edges because of these windscreen wipers. They caused a bit of problems, so the way I've found to do it, there is other ways. This way you should be able to follow it and perhaps get the results. So what we need to do is we go up to the left, top left, add mesh cube, and then we'll move the cube, come to the side, we'll move it along, and what we'll need to do is centralise it in that first window roughly. So then we'll go to the side, we'll just put it inside the window a bit, and we've got to adjust this cube to match the window frame now. So if we scale it, we can come out to the edge and to the top, and we want to go a bit more. This is the little delicate bit where you probably have to play a little bit, so if mine's not perfect, I'm sure you could probably make yours a little bit better than mine. So if we rescale that a little bit more sideways, so we scale it sideways and then move it. A little bit more, and then move it. I think we should be just about done there. Scale it just a bit more at the top, so we cover that. Yep, we're good to go, or as good as we're going to show it on this demo. So with the box highlighted, I think this edge here was straight and these two there were curved. So if we highlight, click on our cube, we go back to edit mode. If we come up to the top right where it's got truck 01, if we press the little Y lid there, we'll just hide that for the moment. So what we need to do is click away, make sure we've got top left edge select. We'll select one edge there, we'll select one edge there, and shift select that edge there. And then we need to go on the left hand side, we come down to this little cube with a green top, bevel, and we'll come up with this little arrow here, and then we'll get roughly there. So then we want to come down to the bottom left, there's a box called bevel, change the segments, stick in 20. Oh, that's not right, so we'll do a Control Z, and then we'll have another go at that. We'll bring it down, that's not working. There we go, right, we're working now. And then we'll change the segments to 20, and that's rounded that off for us. And if we just take it a little bit more, I think, no, it's changing. Do a Control Z, we'll call it quits on that. We'll go to the pick tool, we'll see where the truck is on top right, where the eyelid was, or the eyelid is, open it, eyeball. Yep, that sounds about right. Top left, object mode. Yep. So now what we need to do is extrude this to the back. So we scale it in a scale, and we'll go on the green axis and we'll pull it, and what we do is we'll duck behind the back there. We can still pull it, and we'll get to a stage where we'll see it coming through the window here. There we go. You just see it coming through the back window. Now it's moving quite fast. If you press the up arrow key while you're pulling it, it slows it down. You're a bit more precise. You just want to be poking through that back window. Yep, that's good. Now what we want to do is duplicate this on the other side. So we click on the item, we just use our pick tool, click on, we do shift, duplicate, and we want to go along the red axis, so we go X, and that should move it along the X axis. There. And we click on it, we do R, which is a rotate, along the red axis, so it's, I think it's X, and then we type in 180, wrong, we do Control Z, it must be on the Y, we do R for rotate, change the cursor to the arrows, on the Y, yep, that's better, and we do 180, enter, and now what we've done is we've just turned it round, so we've got our corners going along there. Now I think that's not far off, is it? They're pretty much the same, and if you look at the back, they'll both be touching the back wall, and hopefully it'll take the back window out at the same time. So we come to the front, we'll click on our cubes that are going through, and we do a Control, wrong, Shift, click on one, Shift on the other, right click, and we'll join them together. And then we'll click on the truck, we come over to the right where the spanner is, click on the spanner, and we'll add a modifier, and it's a boolean. We click on that, so we've had our modifier, spanner, add a modifier, boolean, and we want intersect union difference, we want the difference, so basically we want to take away them two cubes out of them windows. Now we'll come down to object, it's got an eyedropper there, click on the eyedropper and just click on one of them cubes. Drop down arrow there, or drop, yeah, and a drop down box with a little arrow, press apply, and that's applied the boolean. Now if we click on these boxes and delete, yep, that should have, and what it's done is taken out the front windows and also the back windows. So we've got a good base now. If you want to put figures in and you want to reglaze them, yes, there is extra bits there you can take out. You can add another boolean, come in, take these bits off. Yes, it's not perfect here, but don't forget the size of this is what, 30, 40 mil wide, so it's not a bad job. There is supports inside, you can get rid of them if you really want to, or you can put add a cube in the middle there, put a boolean in, drop it down, then you'll have a space for people to sit a little bit better, put seats in maybe. But don't forget that you must have a thickness to these cab walls, at least one, well, I would say 1 mil if you're going to 3D print it. So basically that's taking the windows out, and the back is actually no different at all really. say you wanted to make it a flatbed. So what we'll do is we'll add mesh a cube, and we'll move the cube up so we can see it, and then we'll move it to the centre-ish, and then we'll rescale it up to roughly, if we go to press 7 on your keypad, you'll get a top-down view of it. Gives you a better idea. So we come out roughly, scale that. Actually, we was going to take the top off, wasn't we? So, well, yeah, let's go a bit past it. Oh, that's quite high, isn't it? And then we'll move it, and you want it just past the end bit, the end of the, that's it, and then we want to move this down to where you want to chop the back off. That's entirely up to you. You've got these tie downs here, you can come to the bottom of the tie downs or even lower. Now I would move it to cover these bits here, because otherwise you're going to have a little bit of debris left. That's it. I think that's looking good now. And we'll do exactly the same as we did before. Click on the truck, over to the right, to the spanner, modifier, add modifier, boolean, click on, difference, object, and we get a dropper. We click on that big box, click on, little drop down, apply, so it's applied to the modifier. We'll click on the box and we'll press delete. Now we've got a flatbed. Now what you can do, you can put tarpaulin over, whatever you want. If we add a mesh, another cube, press 7 so we get a top down view, and then we'll resize that cube. Actually we'll move it into the middle first, it'll probably be the easiest. That's around about the middle, and then we resize it. We'll have to move it about a bit. This is a lot of trial and error, but you can always go back, Control Z, and redo it. Now we want to move that up. I would say to about that line there. I mean, it's quite thick, but you get the idea. So we click on the truck, we'll add a modifier, a boolean, and then we'll click on the eyedropper. Oh, it's actually, we can, if you click on the middle there, it'll come up. We haven't got much in the scene. You can click on cube, which is this anyway, and then we can apply, and we'll delete that cube, and there we go. And we got, it's a little bit thick at the back, but I mean you can do this, and then you can have another boolean to bring that back. I mean you could even cut the back off. So that is how I mean it might not be the perfect way, but we've got a couple of windows knocked out, we've got a flatbed on the back, we're taking the canopy off, and then you can go around and you can add booleans and take off little bits if they, like the lights, so I've got little eyelets on it, not right for your era, take them off. That's all for now.